Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to some more early Premier League predictions. This time my sister Sophie is giving it a go. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm alright. Again, very early to predict this, but yeah, we'll see how close I get it.
Let's get into this. So then guys, how this video is going to work is we've got 5 categories here. The top 4, the 5th to 9th, the mid-table category, surviving the drop, Sophie's bottom 3, and all the teams are scattered across the bottom. We just need to put them into these categories. Just before we do this, make sure you've liked and subscribed. Let's start with Manchester City.
Easiest one on there, top 4.
Easy.
Yeah, top 1 to be honest, if we're going to go.
Top 1.
Yeah, if we're going to go into all the details. They've just signed Haaland, for crying out loud. They didn't even need a striker last season and they won the league, so they're just going to be unstoppable. I
mean, the best threat to them is surely Liverpool, but I mean, even then, Man City there doesn't look like there's going to be an end to this reign of terror.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Yeah, they're just ridiculous. So
well, quite easy then.
Easy one, top 4.
Everton.
Not so easy, but surviving.
Interesting. This is similar to my prediction. I think they will survive again as a club. They're big enough.
But not a good season. For me, they're a team that should be up there in the 5 to 9s for me. Not quite top 4, but that's what they should be pushing for. So to be surviving is not good at all, and their fans should be really disappointed. I don't think he's the manager for the job.
Okay.
I wasn't that convinced by him last season. I just don't know what's going on there, but for me, I don't think it's going to be a very good season again. So surviving.
I personally think Everton might need a couple of transfer windows to fix the mess they're in, because I don't rate some of their players. Fulham, who just came up, where are they going?
Sadly, I think they're going back down.
Do you know what?
They're really, really good in the Championship, but they just can't quite cut it in the Prem. And they've had a couple of attempts now, and they maybe this is the one they get it right, but I don't think so. So going back down.
Interesting. Yeah, I think I'd put Fulham to go down. I mean, I do like Fulham, and I'd like them to stay up because of how good they are in the Championship and the football they play. And if they could just do that in the Premier League, that'd be amazing. But I suppose we're going off history. Fulham fans, give us your thoughts. Nottingham Forest.
See, this is going to almost contradict myself with what I've just said about teams coming up, but I think they may surprise teams.
Okay.
Because it's been a while since they've been in the Prem. I don't know how many years.
It's 23.
Yeah, I knew it's 20 odd. So I like the manager as well. I do think Steve Cooper's doing a very good job there. So I'm going to have them in surviving. I think it's going to be a tight season, but I think they're just going to have enough to stay up. Even if it's just loans that they get in, I think they could do it.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, Forest fans, if I was a Forest fan, I'd say I'd just take 17th or 16th because the Premier League is so competitive, and then maybe that's something to build on. Personally, I think they could even finish higher. I put the mid-table in mine.
Okay.
I mean, it's very tricky. It depends on their transfer window, but they've got a good foundation. I think the fans are going to be so important because they've got a great fan base there.
And I think that's gonna be the key to keeping them up.
Yeah, absolutely. Brentford.
Mid-table for me.
Oh, okay. So they're going to push on a little bit from last season.
Yeah,
I think they finished
slightly
just under mid-table last year.
Yeah, I think they did. But overall, I think they've got a mid-table Prem team now. You wouldn't look at them and go, yeah, that's Prem quality across the board, across the pitch. But they play good football, so I'm hoping that they will finish around mid-table, and I think they could. They've got enough quality for me to do it.
Absolutely, yeah. I like Brentford. Arsenal.
This is tricky because I was tempted to stick them top 4,
Ooh.
but I think they're just going to miss out. So
it would be typical Arsenal,
top
wouldn't it?
6, I think, for me.
Top 6, okay.
Puts them in the 5 to 9. Again, it's just the consistency. Last season, I thought at times, okay, they're looking strong. They've got a very young team, and they've got some really good young players, but for me, not quite consistent enough to be top 4.
Must be one of the most frustrating teams to support because just when you think they're going somewhere, they kind of...
And every time their fans get cocky, they follow up by a pretty heavy defeat.
God, it's a hard life being an Arsenal fan. Next up, AFC Bournemouth. Now, they just came up. Where are they going?
Again, they're going to go down.
Ooh.
I know. They, again, similar to Fulham, are very, very good in the Championship, and they show that they can. They've got enough to go back up, but I don't think they've got enough quality to stay up. I think it is going to be really close this season, but for me, they're going back down.
Wow. I mean, it's tricky, isn't it? Bournemouth just coming up, 2 years in the Championship. Scott Parker.
I think you've got to look at it as who's worse than them, and there's not many teams there.
Yeah, I think the Premier League is just getting harder and harder. I think it wouldn't surprise me if we get to a point in a few years' time where every single season the 3 teams that come up go straight back down, because it's
the money, isn't it?
On average, about two of the newly 3 promoted teams go back down, and it could be Bournemouth. Bournemouth fans, give us your version of how you think things are going to pan out in the comments. Aston Villa are next.
Mid-table for me.
Mid-table.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't think at the moment... I mean, they've made some good signings and they have got some good players, and I like Steven Gerrard and I hope he does well.
You've seen they've been linked with like Suarez and players like that.
Yeah, that's because of Gerrard, isn't it?
But that's what I mean. But that's the pull they'll have. I mean, Villa are already a big club, and now they've got Gerrard.
He's getting the gang back together, isn't
he? He's getting the gang back together.
OG Liverpool.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, not quite enough to break into that top half. So mid-table for me again.
Interesting.
But you don't know with them. They could well do it. If they start strong, you don't know, but mid-table.
Interesting. Brighton are next.
5 to 9 for me.
Interesting. 5 to 9.
Again, I quite like the manager. I think they play good football. They do have good quality. I like the manager, so I think a good season for them. That is good season. Finish in the top 5 to 9. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Brighton, their style of play and the manager. So I can agree with that. Yeah. Chelsea are next.
See, this is another difficult one because it depends on their finances.
Yeah.
If they can't sign players or they have to sell, this could be very, very difficult. Very, very different. Saying that, I am going to have them in the top 4.
Okay.
Because I think right now they have got the squad to do it and a good manager, but it just literally depends on the finances.
Yeah, very tricky one with Chelsea. It's a bit of a transitional year, so we have to wait and see where it goes. But as a club, massive potential. Crystal Palace next.
Mid-table.
That's all 3 of us that have put the mid-table. Yeah.
Last season, I didn't think that they'd have a good season because I didn't think that Vieira could do a good job. I ate my words.
I enjoyed watching Palace last season.
I did, actually.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, so I think mid-table, and who knows, they could push on from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Leeds United, where are they going?
I'm going to get some stick for this, but I'm going to have them to go down.
Oh,
I know, and I know last season they had a bad season because of all the injuries. So I could be a little bit hasty with this one, saying they're going down, especially if they have all their players back, especially Bamford. But just kind of going off last season and how the season ended, I'm going to have them to go down because they just ship goals.
Yeah.
That's the issue. They play good football, but they ship goals. So
the thing is, when I look at Leeds' team, I think good player, but it's kind of scattered where I don't see them
as like a good team.
Yeah. Under Bielsa, they're very good, but I mean, who knows? Under Jesse March, they picked up some decent results. Fair play to them when they did survive, but Sophie reckons they'll go down this year. Leicester City.
5 to 9 for me. That's almost like a safe bet, isn't it? They kind of always finish around there, push the top 4, finish top 6, top 8. So I think, again, they have got some good quality players, good manager for me. I like Brendan Rodgers. But I can't see them finishing higher than 5th and lower than 9th. So
interesting.
So I'm putting them there.
Liverpool.
Top 4.
Yeah.
Again, though, I'm a little bit concerned with the transfers. If Salah goes, it's very, very different, and it looks like Mane could be gone.
Yeah.
So,
what do you think of Núñez, by the way?
I don't know too much about him. They're paying a lot of money for him, so I'm hoping he's a good player. I don't think it's been officially announced yet, though, has it? But
no.
It's a done deal, really. So.
I quite like Klopp's recruitment. I know people will be like, oh, some players are going to go, but I always think any signings Klopp's made, most of them have been pretty good. So I think he'll find a way of changing the team. And he gets the best out of players. Yes.
So even if he doesn't start too strong, saying that Minamino has been a bit of a flop, but bar him, he gets the best out of players.
Yeah, he's not just a good manager, he's a good coach.
Yeah.
Manchester United next. 5
to 9. I think this is going to be a building season. New manager, I feel like I'm saying this all the time, but new manager, give him a bit of time. I can't see them finishing top 4. The team they've got a very, very strong squad. Not just a team, they've got a strong squad, but it's just not clicking. And I don't know what it is to make it click. People keep saying it's the manager, but we've had a few managers there now and it's not clicking. So, not the worst season, but not top 4.
Interesting. I think Manchester United fans, some of them will always be optimistic. They'll say the new manager and stuff. Some of them might be a bit more reserved. I think as a club, it will be a big rebuild and it might take a couple of years to get back to where they were. But we have to wait and see. They need to give the new manager some time. Newcastle.
Mid-table.
Okay.
I think they could push on from there if they actually invest, but I've not seen much investment at the moment.
It's still early, I suppose.
Yeah, it is early. And I think maybe some of their fans are either going to be realistic and think it's a building process. It's not just going to happen overnight with the new owners coming in. But then I think some may be thinking even higher than mid-table for this season, but I can't see that happening.
Okay.
So, yeah, mid-table with the team they've got currently.
Yeah, and they did very well in 2022 so far. Southampton.
Surviving.
That's all three of us that put them there.
For me, they're not a bad team.
They've not.
They've got a couple of good players, but it's just comparing to the other teams in the Prem. It's really, really hard.
I mean, if they finish 15th, 16th or something, that's still pretty good, isn't it?
Not too bad. They should be finishing a little bit higher than that, but I can't see it happening, so surviving.
Yeah, interesting. We'll have to watch their business. Let us know, Southampton fans, what do you think? Tottenham?
I think Tottenham are the dark horses. Not to finish top one, but I think they could finish maybe second.
Second or third, yeah.
Honestly. So, yeah, they're in my top four. They've got a very strong team. Any team with Kane in, Son, and that Kulusevski.
Yeah, Kulusevski.
He looks very, very good. Yeah. And I like the manager as well.
I
think it's going to be a good season.
There's a lot going for them at the moment, so I think that's a pretty safe bet. West Ham United.
5 to 9.
Yeah.
Again, very solid. Pushing for the Europa League again. But yeah, I think lower half for me of that 5 to 9.
So about 8th or something. Yeah.
About 7th, 8th.
Wolves.
Mid-table.
Okay.
Yeah, they've got, for me, an alright team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they now are kind of like a mid-table Prem team in my eyes. I wouldn't look at them and think, oh, they could finish higher, and I wouldn't look at them and think, oh, they could go down. I think mid-table's alright.
Yeah, interesting. That wraps up Sophie's Premier League predictions, guys. Let us know your thoughts down below. Like I say, do drop a like, do subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.